Hey, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone. Honestly, brothers, I'll be pushing this truth in sincerity. No praise unto Yahweh, Shemi Al-Shai. Okay. This is going to be a video regarding the custom that we had in the times of what we know as the ancient world, and it's a part of our law. Okay. So this is going to be dealing with serving other gods. And I might entitle this Jesus or worshippers of Jesus. Okay, the Lord's going to be, the actual Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to put them to death. Okay, because you got a lot of people out there that have a warped reality. They don't live in the realms of reality. Okay, here it is, you're underneath a power in the so-called white man, Esau. Okay, to be specific, because white is too generic of a term. And it doesn't encompass the breadth, the fullness of this truth, in that you got families and nations, Edomites, Israelites, and you got it to where the Edomites, they're in rulership right now. That's spoken about within the book of 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse, how that the earth was going to be in the hands of the wicked in the latter times. Okay, Job, the 9th chapter on the 24th verse talks about how the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, and in them being the wicked, they have taken the scriptures and twisted the scriptures into you believing that, you know, the men of the Bible, the men of the scriptures look like Edomites. That's why you go to the book of Job, the 9th chapter, the 24th verse. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. And also too, if you check in the book of Numbers, I believe there's a scripture there that talks about covering and taking down the ancient memorials and monuments that the ancient, your predecessors had. So if you was going to go over there and overtake the Moabites, or if the Moabites have put up a stone, or they put up a monument or something, I believe you wasn't supposed to be able to take that down. Okay, but Esau has gone further than that in doing what's known as iconoclasm, and he has painted his image above the images of the saints, that being the Israelites, the same people that was carried away into captivity. And whilst they was in captivity, they was fed what's known as what we call plantation Christianity. Okay, because you got the followers of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? The believers in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, that follow the Lord in the fullness of the scriptures. Okay, applying knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and of course the Spirit. Okay, hell is the Spirit that quickeneth. Okay, so the scripture tells you that in the book of St. John 6:63, how that the Spirit quickeneth, right? It makes you alive, when the flesh profiteth nothing. So the law, okay, it profits you nothing, because under the law, what did you get? You had death. Okay, but in the application of the Spirit, you had it to where you became alive, and you became alive into the knowledge, man. The scripture talks about how the knowledge shall set you free. Well, here's the essence. Here's a freedom that you're gonna be freed of. Okay, if you're still coming into this thing. So if we go into Jesus, okay, Jesus Christ, all right, this is a false god right here. Okay, this is a false god. Okay, this is not the God. This is not the Lord, the Jesus, or more to be specific, the Yahweh Shai of the scriptures. Okay, right? This is not the how he looked. Okay, you go to the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter. Okay, you find out pretty much that the Lord, okay, looked like a so-called Negro. Okay, now I just want to just humor me for a second. I want to see what they say here. Okay, because this is going to be contrary to what it says within the scriptures. If you go into the way of this being, basically this is a transgender God, man. Okay, this is a person that allows you to be a homosexual, a person that allows you to be transgender, a person that allows you to be whatever you want, which is the motto of the rulers that be right now. Okay, the rulers that are be right now are proud. Okay, the rulers that be right now are blasphemous. Okay. Right, they love themselves more than they love the Most High. That's why these people underneath this whole vibration of this geezer right here. Everybody's underneath the vibration of this geezer right here. All right, which is a no-go. This person is going to lead you into your own destruction, because this is not the man that's spoken about within the scriptures. When you go into the scriptures and you read about how Yahweh Shai, the Lord's going to return, okay, and how his characteristics was like, how he was a man of war, okay, And how that pretty much if you had worshipped any other gods, which goes to show you that how important it is to know the name of the Lord. Because if you're calling upon Jesus, okay, if you're calling upon all of these other different gods of these heathen nations, well, you was going to get the punishment spoken about within this scripture right here. That's why it was so important to go to the utmost essence, the utmost fervor of finding out what's this power that you're worshiping was his name, man. Because that was going to be the differentiator between the other gods and the God of the Bible, man. Okay, that's an important statement. The differentiation that you have between the other gods and the God of the scriptures, the real living power, and his son, okay, is important. Because when we're going to read the scripture, all right, the gods of these world, okay, the people that have created these idols and so on and so forth, all right, these idols lead nothing unto death. And within our old customs, if you was a worshiper of these idols, and if you was of kin, as spoken about within the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, how that the Lord came for his kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites. Okay, if you was a brother, okay, by way of flesh, an Israelite, and you went out there worshiping this geezer within an ancient custom, well, guess what? You're gonna be put to death, man. Okay, so this is Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, on the 6th verse. It says, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son of thy daughter, okay, or wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is of thine own soul. Now, why does it say that? Of thine own soul? If it is of the same seed, of the same spirit, okay? In other words, if it's of the same, this person is of the same stock, he's an Israelite, right? Entice thee, saying, let's go, right, and serve other gods. Let's go serve this individual right here, man. Okay, and you got the ISUPK. They're saying that the name don't matter. The name don't matter. Well, guess what? Jesus is this individual. Yahushua is a completely different individual, man. And we can do the experiment. Okay, we've been known to do this experiment. Okay, Yahushua. Okay. Been known to do this experiment. That's a completely different individual. It's completely different characteristics. Okay. Now we ain't saying he looks exactly like this, and we certainly ain't worshiping this image. But this is a depiction, a good depiction of what he was gonna look like when he returns, man. And he's definitely gonna be in that state of war. Okay. Look how battle ready this entity is, man. This is a battle ready entity. This is a ruler, man. This is how a ruler is supposed to look like. And when we read scriptures like Revelation, the 2nd chapter on the 25th verse, okay, how that he that endureth unto the end, all right, and keeping my word until I return, to him will I make him a ruler, and he shall rule over the nations with a rod of iron. Well, that's the characteristics that will do that. This guy ain't doing shit, man. Okay, this dude ain't doing shit, man. And when you put that name out there, right, of Jesus, that's what you put out there. And if we was dealing with our own ancient customs, you're supposed to be put to death. Now, of course, we ain't gonna do that. Lord's gonna be the one that's gonna be instituting that. Okay, the rule law is gonna be the one that's gonna be instituting that death, as it said within the book of Amos, the 9th chapter on the 8th verse. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy from off the face of the earth. We're in the sinful kingdom. And then the scripture goes on to say within the book of the 9th chapter on the 9th verse, it goes to say, I believe our Lord will command our sift, or the nation of Israel, from among all nations. And it goes on to say, the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Now, what is sin? Sin is a transgression of the law. Okay? Sin is the transgression of the law. This is the law. This is the law. Okay, the whole scriptures is law, but this is the Torah. This is the law. Okay, and saying, okay, let us go and serve our gods, which thou hast not known, nor thy fathers. This is this Jesus geezer is another god. Our forefathers never knew the name Jesus, man. That's oh shit. That's a cut. That's a cut. Let's read that again, because that's actually another cut within a cut. Okay, and say, let us go and serve other gods, which neither thou hast known, thou nor thy fathers. Okay, our forefathers didn't know this Jesus individual, man. They knew Yahushua. Okay, hence the name Joshua, etc., and how certain individuals had those names applied to him. Because hey, when you look in our culture, pretty much we attribute ourselves unto, because we're likened unto the Most High in the flesh, just like how Esau is the devil in the flesh. So we name things in a certain way. Okay, we push that name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai as often as possible. That's why it's important to give, that's why it's important to give honor unto that name. Okay, but this individual here, there's no way you're gonna bring out some document or you can't mingle this scripture, because our forefathers didn't know this name Jesus. That came about. That's a really real recent thing, because even when you go into English, the J and the J is a recent iteration within the English language. Okay. But you ain't gonna get that from IUIC. So let's move on. It says, neither thou nor thy fathers have known. So our forefathers didn't know no Jesus. They knew Yahweh Shai. Okay, namely of the gods of the people. This is the God of the people. Here, like, you can be a transgender. You can be homosexual. You can do whatever you want. Do as that will. This individual pushes that. Okay, that's the individual. That's the God of this people. Okay, of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off, or from one end of the earth even unto the other, thou shalt not consent unto him. So when IUIC and Nate says this is Jesus and this, that, and the third, you ain't supposed to listen to that. Okay? Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him. Okay, neither shall thou spare, and neither shall thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of thy people. Now, we're not in our kingdom, we're not in our society to do that. We're underneath this man's law. So who's going to be doing the fulfillment of the scriptures? Okay, the person that said that I came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill. Yahweh Shai. Hence the scripture that I quoted earlier, Amos the 9th chapter. Okay. Oh, the scripture says that though hand join in hand, or the wicked shall not go altogether unpunished. All of these people, all of our people, right, the Israelites are joined hand in hand with Esau, worshiping this God, and they ain't gonna go unpunished. All right, and the end of this punishment of following this God is the scripture, is what is said within the scripture here. That's why it's so important to know what God you're worshiping and whether the name you're worshiping in him is the true name. Because if it ain't, punishment is death, man. Okay, the punishment is death. Like I said, we ain't gonna be going out there, fulfilling this scripture. We can't do that. We're in Esau society, but the Lord's gonna be the fulfillment of that. So hopefully that was all for edification. Say all praises unto Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor to you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.